Page 41 of Fable. 2/4 time, 3 sharps. We're in the key of A major. Hopefully you can do the A major scale. If you can't, please go do my scale video on A major. If you don't know the scale, you do the beginner part. Learn the scale 1 octave up and down. If you already know the scale, you can go ahead and do the intermediate part, and that's 2 octaves up and down. If you don't know the scale, don't be trying it 2 octaves right off the bat. Do this a little bit at a time. From experience, I'm suggesting that to you. Let's do it 1 hand at a time, checking notes and fingerings and rhythms. Now again, I'm going to play everything legato, everything connected at first. They have a 1 here and a 1 again. If you have large hands, especially with fat fingers, that doesn't work real well. I mean, you'd have to turn it, you don't want to do that. Don't be turning your hand around this way. Leave it there. But you can use 2nd finger on the C sharp, and that way you're staying out here. If you have little hands, it doesn't matter. You can do that. That's fine. But after you get off of that, get your hand back out here. Don't stay up here and play it up here. Come back out here. I'm going to use 2nd because I got bigger hands. And then we have 16th notes. 1 E and a 2 E and a. 1 E and a 2 E and a. Or 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and. You know there's 2 6. Okay. However, this fingering coming from here to here is a bit of a much. However, this staccato lets you do that because you're going to lift up anyway. You can move. However, you can still come in here and use just 2nd finger on it and then 3rd finger on that. You're in position. So I like it's coming from the 2nd measure to the 3rd measure, 2nd finger on the 1st 16th note, and then cross over and 3rd finger. Similar to an A major scale. There. I'm going to finger it that way anywhere else I get this passage. Same way. And then going on, the last 2 measures of the line, you finish the 4th measure here. And the next measure, they want you to use thumb again. I disagree with that. I don't like using the same finger like that. This is a sort of fast piece, moderately fast. I don't want to have to do that. That's dangerous. So I suggest, if you can, use 2nd finger and then reach up little finger. Again, it's staccato, so that's still safer than using thumb twice in a row. So I recommend 2nd finger on that C natural. And then you can go back to what they're doing. It's the same melody we just had, except C naturals and F natural. And so measure 7, I'm going to figure that same way I did measure 3. It's 2 1 3. And then for measure 9, 2nd finger on the C sharp again. And here, even if you use thumb to begin with, I still recommend 2nd finger because I don't want to use thumb twice like that. So here. Okay. Left hand, this is mostly an Alfred bass pattern, but you're just shifting away from side to the hand. Reach down to the octave. And you can do 5 again if you want, or do 3. And then on the next one, do 5. To me, that's a little safer. So I'm kind of staying in this position, and then I'm scrunching up. So again, measure 4 is here, then up. And again, measure 8, same thing. 1, and then a 3, and then a 5. Then the last measure down, 4 and 2. That's fine. Put the hands together. Here, slowly. So forth. Take it as slow as you need to, but get it where that 8th note pattern, that beat, is steady. And in the left hand, we want a steady 8th notes all the way through that. No hesitations anywhere. So work that out. And then we can add the articulation. I'm going to flex the wrist here, both hands. Short staccatos. here it's slurred, the left hand staccato. Isn't that going to be fun? You can do that, I know. And then you lift up before you play the 16th notes at the end of the measure. So here, lift up together. You almost have to play that E staccato because the left hand's doing staccato, and it's easier if you do both and the same in the hands. So you can do the because it matches what the left hand's doing. That's fine if that's what you got to do. Now here they're both slurred. The left hand is finally slurred. Measure 7 again. Both hands are slurred there. And there's an accent on the last one and a staccato. You can make that note a little longer than the 8th note staccatos, but not much. A little bit longer, but not much. You don't have to, you can make it short. There's a lot of different reasons why, and people don't agree on it. Well, the longer notes, their staccato can be held out longer than the shorter notes staccato. But that doesn't necessarily have to be a rule. It's a general guide in interpreting the music later on. In some pieces, it works out well. In other pieces, he simply put in a quarter note because he didn't want to have to put in an 8th note and an 8th rest. So it's the end of the piece. So he just put in a quarter note and be done with it. On the other hand, he may have meant it to be longer. I think it sounds a little better longer. It is accented, you got to do a little extra. Don't know why it's accented, but it is, okay. Then we do the dynamics. Starting out moderately loud, it's really the right hand. The left hand needs to stay in the background. We want to hear the right hand. And then you're soft for this. And then you're loud. This is louder than you were at the beginning. This is loud. Okay. Then you get into the speed. Allegro moderato is moderately fast. It's not fast. It's a little under. Sort of fast. More like an allegretto. It's a fun piece. So it has to be, that's the overall feel of it. It's not the beat. So it's what is sort of, to me, that's it. But the beat is only going 1, 2, 1, 2. I mean, that's a moderato, or you know, it's very slow. Well, not very, you know, but the feel of it is still moderately fast. This is what I mean by when we pick a speed, it's got to be the feel of the piece, because the beat has to the beat has to fit the feel of the piece. So if you got a lot going on in there, the beat's going to be slower. And this is one of those examples where moderately fast for the beat would go 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Moderately fast? No, I don't know. To me, that's very fast. But slow that down a little bit because it's the 8th notes we're after. And the beat is just going on however it goes because it needs to fit what I want the feel to fit. To be, to something. Well, so it's something. You have to play it your moderately fast, not mine. And please don't try and copy me. I don't really play it all that well. If I were going to perform it, I'd practice it a lot more and really polish it up, and it'd be memorizing a whole bit. I'd like to play it with you very slowly to double check the notes and the rhythms. Not going to do the dynamics, but I will do the staccatos and slurs. So I'll give us 2 counts. I go ready and go and then we're off to the races. Ready and go and.